People who have already died and who are likely to die in the hours, in the days to come, I would say I'm not satisfied. On the other hand, we take good note and we welcome a positive development as recently as yesterday, whereby the three Ministers of Foreign Affairs from Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia have agreed for the time being for a temporary disembarkation of these people. So that is a positive step in the right direction, but much, much more remains to be done if we want all of us collectively to save thousands of lives which are at stake right now as we speak. And those are human beings like you and I. I remember a few weeks ago taking out from a boat a 9-year-old boy, and I told him, please follow me. And he said, sir, I can't. My legs don't work anymore. When you start your life at the age of 9 because you belong to the wrong ethnic group, and as a result of it, you belong to a group which has the highest number of people affected by beriberi in the most prolific food-producing region, something is wrong somewhere. And so these people are deprived from food, deprived from water, and deprived from everything, status, nationality, and so on, and they throw themselves into the arms of human smugglers in despair, in search of a survival mechanisms. And when you see right now, as we speak, the Gulf of Bengal, the Andaman Sea, littered with floating coffins, 21st century. This is not acceptable.
2015,
Correct. Something needs to be done. And we welcome the call by the Royal Thai government on the 29th of May for a regional consultation with all the member states. We have to understand that this crisis is not affecting a single state. It's affecting Myanmar, Bangladesh, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, ultimately Australia. But it affects the community of nations. It affects humanity at large. It is about human beings ending up in the wrong place under the wrong circumstances, and as a result of it, being denied the most fundamental right, which is right to life.
Now, before I ask you about what the Philippines can do, for our viewers, Bernard, can you give us a brief history in terms of Myanmar? Right now, you're right, it's the 21st century, and it's so odd considering that Myanmar is opening itself up to capitalism, to worldwide investments. You have foreign businessmen coming into Myanmar and frankly doing businesses in their water, electricity, roads. This is not the kind of news that you would expect coming from a region that is a country that is opening up to the world for business. What happened?
Karen, you put your finger correctly on the core of the issue. The Rohingyas, currently in Myanmar, there is 186 recognized ethnic groups. The Rohingyas are not among the list of 186 ethnic groups. There was a census conveyed by the government of Myanmar 2 years ago, and as a result of it, the Rohingyas still feel marginalized, excluded, and so on. In fact, as we speak today, 114,000 Rohingyas, as a result of the outbreak of violence 2 years ago, are still living in camps assisted by the United Nations and together with the government of Myanmar to shelter internally displaced persons. So one, they're stateless because they don't have a defined nationality. Two, in addition to that, there are IDPs, refugees within their own countries. Three, some of them are refugees from previous outflow in Bangladesh. Fourth, they have no economic opportunity, they have no access to land, they have no access to education, they have no access to health. What do you expect these people to do? The coping mechanism is they throw themselves. For $200-300 they pay in order to be exported as human slavery, human labor, commodities. You should see the way it happens. Recently, the Thai government decided to crack down on the ring of smugglers. 77 prison-like camps with bamboos.
In Thailand?
In Thailand.
Wow.
And these people, they're part of a chain which pushed them all the way to the labor market in Malaysia, plantation, construction market. And these people, they are like slavery, like bonded labor, and they insert themselves in the black economy. They don't get paid for 2 or 3 years. in order to pay back their passage from northern Rakhine states, Cox's Bazar, Thailand, Malaysia. Now, for the past 2 years, we've noted that a new destination has been added on the smugglers, which is Indonesia and even Australia.
Yeah.
And so, as a result of the crackdown we started 3 weeks ago, we've got, and it's a very, very conservative estimate, this morning, as we speak to you, 3,800 people still on the high seas in the Gulf of Bengal. These people are programmed to death, except that yesterday we take note of a slight light, which is the declaration of intent on the part of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia to accept them on shore if they manage to come through.
But they said, Bernard, only 7,000 of them.
Correct.
What does that mean? I mean, if there's more than 7,000.
Well, for the past 6 years, 140,000 of them have already left on the way to Malaysia, Indonesia, trying to reach Australia, trying to reach a piece of land, a bowl of rice per day that they share among 3 or 4. I mean, this is how dirt poor they are. The other day I saw a 9-year-old boy. You're a mother. You know what it is to have children. You see this?
Yeah.
That was the way I managed to catch the circumference of the arm of this boy. He has been adrift for 3 months together with 547 people on board of a vessel. In the end, they fought among themselves because they ran out of food, ran out of water.
So 300 of them died on the boat?
105 died, that we know of.
Yeah.
That's one example.
Yeah.
And that
fighting for the food.
Correct. Yeah. And that tragedy has to stop. And that's why we welcome very much on the 29th of May, and we're happy to note that the government of the Philippines, who has a lot to contribute to that process, although the Philippines is not affected directly by the arrival of these people, but
because we're farther. I think you have to explain. We're farther from where the boat is. Can you show the map? This one. All right, go ahead.
Right. So
can we show this direct?
This is the Gulf of Bengal, and this is the Andaman Sea. This is Thailand, Peninsula, Malaysia, and Indonesia.
Okay. Yeah.
The Philippines are very, very far away. So these boats will not come across, and will not. The likelihood for them to reach Philippines.
Yeah, we have it on graphics now. So where is the boat exactly? Is it right across Thailand?
Correct. If you see all these blue dots on the map, those are boats that we know of, and we do not have the full picture. And it's basically 3,800 people on this boat. When you see on top of the map the other blue dots, those are people that we have managed with the help of Bangladesh, with the help of Myanmar and so on, to intercept.
Oh, so you have numbers, 2,000.
Right.
2,000 at sea.
Those are still at sea.
Yeah, at sea.
Of Malaysia, 1,100. Of Indonesia, 400. Of Myanmar, 2,000. As we speak now. But in addition to that, what is interesting is these two groups, 6 boats, if I recall correctly, 470, 134.
Yeah.
These people are people who have been returned to mainland. So they're safe.
Mainland where?
Myanmar, Bangladesh.
So Myanmar took them back?
Right. Okay. So those are a small proportion. The other groups in red on the map, as you can see, Aceh 1829, Phang Nga, Thailand 106, Songkhla, Thailand 263, Langkawi, Malaysia 1107. Those are people, you may dislike it, but at least they're safe. They are under detention. They have been intercepted. They are on shore and they are under detention.
What does under detention mean?
They are locked up.
Really?
For being illegal immigrants. Women, children, babies, elderly.
Yeah, but they're refugees. Yeah.
Well, this is the complication.
Yeah.
Some of them may be of international protection. Others are migrants in search of livelihood. There is no regulatory system for the time being to distinguish who is who.
Yeah.
But that can come later. The order of today, this morning, as we speak, and this is what I'd like to explain to our kababayan who are viewing us this morning, is we need to stop death. We need to find mechanisms for these people to disembark. We think we have it as of yesterday's as per the communique, joint communique from the three Ministers of Foreign Affairs. And we hope and pray that this will consolidate. First order of today, as we speak, let the boat disembark. Let's stop death. Let's save lives. Then we can talk. We're also saying, leave aside politics and let's concentrate exclusively on the humanitarian side of things. Those are human beings.
Yeah.
They have not committed any offense. They are not criminals. They are first and foremost victims of statelessness, some of them IDPs, in addition of in need of international protection, and victims of trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot for the same group of people. It is no a coincidence that the Rohingyas have been determined by the United Nations as the most persecuted minority today as we speak.
In the world?
In the world.
Really?
In addition...
Not just declared by the United Nations.
We know for the past, you know, it's a most persecuted minority, number one. Number two, as far as UNHCR records are concerned, in terms of refugee population around the world, this is the population which experienced the highest ratio of beriberi. Beriberi is a vitamin deficiency and protein deficiency. And as a result of it, we've got the highest caseload of people today on wheelchairs. Those are the survivors we reach.
Oh, wow.
We have people that we have to physically carry because of the result of beriberi.
Yeah, yeah.
That has to stop.
Okay.